Hello, hello, hello. Well, hello, hello, hello. How's it going? How's it going? Wow, we got to let the chat come in. I'm just examining some treasures. Treasures today. Yes. How's it? Hope your Sunday's going excellent. Hey, I know mine is. What's going on? We're going to examine some treasures today. Collectible treasures. Why? Because you demand it. Welcome to the 4 o'clock shadow. And we'll take this off because it's the snow out. Look at all that sun coming in on me every freaking time at this time of day. What's up with that? Well, when it was raining the other day, it wasn't doing that. So, yeah. But hey, I hope we have some people come in because I've got some selected things to show you. Hey, do you collect something just because you like to collect it? Well, yeah, I like to collect, but I mean, that really has no value right now. And maybe in the rest of your lifetime, it won't have any value. You just like to collect it. Of course, those are the collections that sometimes the things that people don't think about collecting. I know a big collector who's done a lot of our price guides, and he collects banana stamps. Not just your dull banana stamp or, I mean, I've collected a few just because he said, hey, you collect things that people aren't necessarily fix my hair hat. Uh, you collect things that people aren't thinking about collecting. I need to learn to look up in the camera. I like to see myself though. I'm narcissistic. Oh, well, one of those things that I like to collect are the water guns that are really cool. And generally they're cheap. I don't collect just any water gun. Of course, I leave it in the package because that sometimes, not always, will give you a year because these things are meant to be played with by kids and disposed of or torn up over time. But these are the exact same things that can become collectible. I like the ones like this. That looks like a little stub nose revolver, but I mean, it has some characteristics of a ray gun. And of course, who doesn't like Flash? Ah, Flash Gordon and his ray guns. So, put that somewhere here. Really like this one. This is maybe, I just see these things and I'm like, wow, that's pretty neat. I would have loved that as a kid, tore it up, of course. But now that I'm older, look at that. It even has the rivets. That looks like an old Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon ray gun. Gene Autry. All types of people were in serials. Look at this one, especially that yellow one that's upside down. Has the fin on it. Of course, during the 50s, the cars had fins on them. And up into the early 60s, there was a futuristic craze. Yeah, I just like to collect these things. I don't expect them to go up in value in my lifetime. Hey, Simple Jack, what's live? What's going on? You are a winner. You are the first person in the chat, and you just won. And you can get a hold of me for your prize on Twitter. Hopefully, you have Twitter. If not, we'll work it out. But just look under Flyer Momentum, or just look up Devil Flyer. It's the one with Momentum, because I do think I have at least one copycat out there of my name. You just won Stan Lee's Mutants, Monsters, and Marvels DVD that has 2 different features on there with Kevin Smith. Came out in, I think we said early 2000s. So you just won that for being the first one in the chat. So let me have an address and I'll send it to you. I think this is the last day we're going to be giving these away, but starting next week, Maybe we'll give away something else, huh? Yeah, a little incentive to tune in. How about some Flash? Some more Flash Gordon goodness there. Do you have that book? Maybe not. It's Brazilian. I've got it written here, and it's take the tape off. But yeah, that's what I gave for it. Fighting Ming the Merciless with one of the great spaceships there. And then went on front here, streaking through the atmosphere too. Some Alex Raymond goodness. $12. Come on now. Pretty thick book. Little digest size. Like stuff like that. Yes. Don't we? Yeah, cool. How about some old Fantastic Adventures? An old pulp magazine. How about that? Try and get the glare off of that. Had to have that, you know. Good looking girl, scantily clad, riding a giant seahorse. Oh, come on. That's nice. I don't see that I put on here what I paid for it, but anyway, yeah, this is what comics were birthed out of. Old pulp magazines, and look how thick. Come on, Fantastic Adventures, long before the Fantastic Four. What else we got? How about a UK Fantastic Four full color comic album? Nice cover artwork, huh? I'd like to get my hands on some more of these. I mean, the UK stuff, of course. And I like how they did the staggered letter logo there. I think your messages are closed on Twitter. Schemes and scams. I tell you, bad joke. Really? Huh. Well, I had to check into that. But you just keep trying. I'll get it fixed. And we'll get this out to you, okay? Ooh, did you read Comic Scene? I guarantee you I read every article in this thing just about. Every time they came out, even if I wasn't really interested in it. I don't know. There was something about Comic Scene. It was fun magazine. You know, here you have Cerebus, you have animating Mickey's latest movie, or Spider-Man, or Marv Wolfman. Teamwork's the Key, women speaking out on cartooning, or just any of the stuff that was in here, comic and law, what's funny and what's illegal. You know, whatever it was, I read every article in these things when they came out. It was a wonderful. Hey, Eric. Oh, a little bit earlier, you would have won. Oh, yeah. I am new to comics. Oh, cool. Well, you'll like to see some old history and some new stuff too. Oh yeah, I recall Comic Scene. I used to pick it up as well when I could. Yeah, off the stands, right? That was a good time when you could just go into a store, a pharmacy, a grocery, and bump into things. Here's a first appearance of the New Mutants. You have that? That's a nice early Marvel graphic novel. I have one of these signed by Bob, who did the artwork. Chris Claremont did the writing. Met him in 1983 at a convention. Had him sign it. Now, this book, I used to work for World Color Printing, and I actually made this book, or made books like it. If I wasn't on the line, then, and this is a reproduction of the first Miss magazine that had Wonder Woman on it, and of course some other Wonder Woman goodness, looking a little bit more modern up there. But pretty neat to have that. These were free at that time. If you wanted one, grab it. And of course, I saw Wonder Woman. I should have grabbed the whole stack, right? Yeah, what were we saying in the chat? Absolutely. Oh man, you got New Mutants graphic. No, color me jelly. Hey man, color me jelly. You're too hilarious. Did you know that Marvel did stamps 2007? This is first day issue on July 26th. But now this is the gold one. Of course, the stamp here up in the corner, Spider-Woman. Love that original costume. Beautiful, aren't they? And my friend has some of these for sale. They're rare, the gold ones are. Is it real gold? No, but it came with a card that tells you about it. Love the original Spider-Woman. Hey, this shout out to Gray Man. He did a thing on Superboy. Check his channel out. Here's Superboy. We featured a Flash Gordon from Brazil. How about this Superboy? No, not the one you think of. From France, 1961 Superboy 143. Different looking Superboy, huh? And what you expect. I had to have that. You know what I gave for it? $4. $4. And it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, it has a little spine row, but I mean, just whatever. 1961, great shape. Hey, comics made me a reader. Do you and your friend have an eBay seller account? Yeah, it's called FASAS. FASA, I believe. FASAS stands for Free and Spontaneous Artist or something like that. Don't ask me. Don't ask me these hard questions. I might have the answer. Anyway, how about something we were talking about collecting just for collecting's sake? How about just an old coal bag with great grass on it? Got this off eBay. Not over 13 pounds. Red Devil coal. Can't be beat for heat. Can't be beat for heat. Does that read good? Wells Coal Company. And you would load up coal in that bag. And how many of these survived? And this thing's old. I had to get this thing out of sight, but looks brand new, unused. Great piece of advertising history. These things can, be worth some money to the right collector. Put that in the bag later. See what I do for you folks. Oh, I missed one of my water guns, didn't I? Bond, James Bond. Oh, speaking of James Bond, and some Hot Wheels. How about what I call light blue, Aston Martin 1963 DB5, the light blue. And how about and this has blue tinted windows. I don't know why they want to tint the windows on it. It's just like, I would call it kind of a gun gray or black metallic. Of course, Aston Martin, same model, 63 DB5. I know I'm showing you these quick. And then this is Skyfall from the Skyfall. Aston Martin, what I would call sort of metal flake silver. And going through those quick just to show you them all together for comparison. How about that? They'll stack and give you a better look. Nice James Bond cars. I'd like to have one. I wouldn't turn one down. From something I might know about to something I don't know really that much about, but I believe I had one of these as a kid. I believe this was a cereal. It may just have been a toy, a bath toy, but rudder, movable rudder. Of course, had some inner workings to put in a giant battery. It's battery driven. And actually, I think this goes on the back like a periscope. this in. You can store it in there. That's what I had stored in there. But is this not a cool looking toy? It has the white down here, and it would go in your bath water. And he would troll around in his submarine and probably dive and come up and hit your winky and then come up. And yeah. Is that not cool? I had to show you that. Get that out of the safe and show it to you. Piece on his little German helmet. Little furry freak brother looking guy. But now that's a cool toy. But they probably wouldn't ever sell today. Let's check and see what the chat's saying. Hit your winky. Yeah. Wish I had a run the Comic Scene Comics Journal. Oh, yeah. And some of them are going up in price. I have a Comics Journal. I'll show it one day that has the early Spider-Man costume before the black costume came out. Of course, you know what the artwork sold for Mike Zeck. That's got to blow everybody's mind. How about Sophia Wren? Let's take a babe break. How about an autograph by Sophia Wren? Of course, she was in Charlie Chaplin's last movie, Countess from Hong Kong with, check it out, mid-60s, the last movie that Charlie Chaplin was in. He directed, of course. Comes with a certificate of authenticity. Very nice, very nice. Yes, Sophia Wren, still going strong. Got to show you the very best of the best, right? I showed you the comic to this. But now here's the Jack Adler from the Adler collection with another nice certificate of authenticity. Upstairs in some Flash underwear. Just kind of put it in the underwear. It's big enough to hold this, and he kind of peeks out from one of the legs, believe it or not. I showed you the Jack Adler collection, the majority of it. I haven't shown you this one yet, but this is Flash 185, Ross Andrew, Mike Esposito, but it has a curse word, give a damn, on one of the protest signs, and still has the authority code. Can you believe they said give a damn on the cover? There, let that focus. There you go. You can see it up there by the protest sign the guy's holding. That's unusual. This is worth getting just for that in book form. But this is the approval cover, and then there's an untrimmed approval if it survived, which I don't have it, so it probably didn't. But that doesn't mean that it's not out there somewhere. I showed you the Air Scrat Pez. Here's the rubber. This was the first, well, one of the early, I think it came out of Madagascar. Madagascar had some rubber components. This has rubber teeth, but I showed you an Air one where he was missing his head, and he looked just like a weird shrew to me with the little bitty teeth there, but not the two big teeth. So much to go through, so much to show. Yeah, Pez. Did you know they came out with vinyl banks? Yeah, these are banks. And patterned after, I forget, the ducky, whatever, from the 70s. Pretty substantial. If you hit a kid with that, you knock them out. That is hard plastic vinyl. All right, here's another one, and I think this one the toucan came in two colors. Official licensed Pez Collectors Bank, manufactured by M&J Variety Distributors, and these came out around 2000. That's what it says on the bag. But this toucan came out in two different colors. Hopefully I can find the other one for you. But I mean, any of these Pez dispensers that these banquets were made out of from the 70s, because kids threw them away. And you know, if you, like I say, if you have rubber balls, if you have plastic, if you have plastic balls or something like that, rubber balls, the plastic has a chemical reaction and melts, and you get melt spots. This one's musical. You just have to pull the tab, which I'm not going to do. Oh, come on, you sister. Look at that. I'll have to get in the safe and show you my transparent ones where you get to see the inner workings of a Pez, the spring and everything. Those are rare. Giant Pez. I don't know if they're kind of numbered. It has a hologram sticker on the side. I have a Cubs Charlie Brown too in the box. Don't know if you're into Pez, but they make some neat things and have through the years. Don't know. Oh, we talked about the James Bond stuff. Did you know that right after in His Majesty Secret Service with Diane Rigg, that was in the Avengers, of course, that she made that movie, and Telly Savalas played Blofeld in 1969 when that movie came out. Lisenby, that played James Bond only once after the original Bond, and in between Roger Moore, or really not before Roger Moore, because they did Diamonds Are Forever after that. Live and Let Die was Roger Moore's first one. But Lisenby only did the one. He really should have done two. Come on. He wanted to kind of modernize him, give him long, shaggy hair. They didn't want to go that direction. It's like, yeah, stand on principles, but not to where it costs you a job. Do the job. You know, you can't show your chops off in one movie. So if you want to see Lisenby, I'd forgotten this because I hadn't seen it since the 80s. The Return of the Man from U.N.C.L.E. Remember? That was kind of Bond related uh, uh, in so many ways, the spy craze of the 60s. Well, James Bond, in the start of this movie, Return from the Man of U.N.C.L.E., Lisenby, he plays James Bond, or a man called JB, in his car, and he actually rescues the hero, Napoleon, from the Man from U.N.C.L.E. in that. So if you want to see Lisenby in his second appearance, briefly, a pretty good time there at the beginning, though, in his car, using all the gadgets of the car, some of them. Check it out. You may not have known that. I had forgotten that. Doctor Who, the 10th Planet. Of course, William Hartnell's last. I recommend these. I'm just throwing in some of these to recommend CDs, the BBC audio, the original audio that was saved, or if it wasn't saved, it's put in compilation. Sometimes you can only get the book that's translated, but I try and get the official BBC ones. Of course, they're older. How about a ticket stub to A Hard Day's Night that was left over? I've got my Beatles movie ticket. Have you? That's pretty neat collectible. Somebody wrote on there exactly what it was. That was given to me. All collectibles have to cost you something. Believe it or not. Like this. How about promos? I'm going to be showing some promo stuff. I love to show promo stuff. Of course, you've all seen these probably at Walmart. If you have a Walmart, when the movie comes out, this one being Justice League, they put those things. If you ask for them or try and get them sometimes, you can come up with some great collectibles, and these will just be bound up and destroyed. Now, whether you like this movie or not, it's a great collectible to have. It's a great promo that was not available for resale to the public. It's advertising collectible. Boom, the other one. A little bit different. These things are so big. And they're blank on the back. Nothing to see there. Nothing to see there. How about some comics? I'm proud to get this one. 21. I've had it. Justice League. I got these all. I'll show you 3 of them here. Of course, that's a key moment where the Justice Society of America comes in and meets the Justice League for the very first time, and they would every year, once a year, from then on for years and years. But this is the very first time. This is an iconic cover, I think. Couldn't believe I got a copy. Actually cost me $26.08. Pretty nice shape. Pretty nice shape. And along with that, and I always put in my shipping and everything. Here's number 22. I got all these 3 together. So each of these cost me $26.08. And then number 29. Like I said, I bought all these in a lot. This is probably the least conditioned one, but it's still nice. It's tight. Number 29. Nice little lot. Of course, the comic that got me started collecting was this one. Here's production art from World Color that I used to work for. Of Avengers, number 147. A Rich Buckler cover. Not the greatest. I always thought the Beast there from behind, he looked a little like Batman from behind in that cover. At least that's what I thought. And then I misread it as a kid. The Vision's telling Wanda, his wife, to get out of there. But I thought he was a villain. He looks, his expression there on there, I just kind of misread it. But I mean, that's a nice cover production piece. And here is some George Perez goodness with Vince Coletta inks. This is the splash page to that issue. Open that up, and that would be what you saw. Beast in the foreground. Hey, you got to love that, man. I mean, this is early Perez. His first run on Avengers. I mean, his perspective and stuff grabbed me from the very beginning. I'm looking for something, and I'm not seeing it. That means I'm not going to show this piece here. That's sad. Anyway, moving on. If I come across it, I see it now. Okay, I want to show those together. How about Phantom Lady starring in Fun Comics, number 1. This is the black and white, and I had him on it. Of course, bought it directly from Bill Black. Gave $63.95 for that. Paragon. I'll show you another Paragon. It was Paragon before AC Comics. Of course, he owns both. But you talk about independent comics. He started in the early 70s. I'm getting ready to show you one. This one's a little later, from the 80s, I think. There is a color version to this. I forget which is rarer, but I mean, they're both. I mean, go online and just look up AC Comics and see if you can find some. And then what price will you give? Of course, some of them were thick, expensive, just at the beginning. As far as cover price. Paragon number 4. This is signed by Bill Black. This is Jim Steranko with Black inks, 1970. Minto condition straight from him and signed by him. Don't get much better than that. Probably ones he had left over. That's a great way to find hard to find collectibles. That's early Jim Steranko on a very rare, hard to find book. in mint shape. Signed by one of the artists. Now I just need to get it signed by Jim Steranko, huh? How about another Adler? This is Joe Orlando Old Age comic, something dealing with old age. It's a blue line print. Let's see what it says. This is certified that this is an original item from the Jack Adler artist who was a long-term vice president for DC Comics collection. This is National Lampoon or Orlando, Joe Orlando, Old Age, two-sided. Okay, so two-sided. So there's two-sided. And that was part of the Adler collection. It's a wonder with that big missing gate, big gap here of the sheet, that this survived. I mean, this is a great lesson. This production art was destroyed along with the original art. Oftentimes, yes, Bill Black has been around quite some time. You seem to be a super collector regarding, showing some great Bill Black collectibles I've not seen. Yeah, I've got some more too. I'm not going to show them all today, Eric. So you'll have to keep tuning in. There's my hook. There's the bait, and we'll see what we come up with. But yeah, there's a great score for the Justice League of America. Yeah. Double-sided. This production art was destroyed. Obviously, something happened here. But, I mean, this stuff just wasn't saved. You know, it was destroyed. You know, harder to find collectibles. And Apex Comics did a little review on this one. This Dr. Weird #1, wow, has a certificate of authenticity to remind me that it's signed by him. Signed by Jim Steranko. Take two. Call me in the morning. Signed by Jim Starlin. All the J words. Dr. Weird. Do you know that I believe the letter J last letter added to the alphabet in 1856, I believe. You look at Jesus, they used to spell it with a V and not a J in the Bibles, in the old Bibles. Coming soon from Big Bang Comics as a very Frank Millerish looking, inspired by Frank Miller, Nightman on the back. But yeah, he featured this one. I'm getting ready to show you the original that this was reprinted out of, I believe. Old fanzine, Dr. Weird. And I have another one coming. I've just purchased, not Dr. Weird #2. There was 2 issues of that. That's early Jim Starlin artwork. I believe like maybe 1969, 1970. #1. There were 2 of these come out. Big sort of Golden Age or magazine size. Not very thick. Black and white, I believe, interiors, like the cover. But yeah, I have another one coming from a fanzine that he did the cover to in 1969, and he signed it Star, not even Starlin. He signed it Star. That's kind of wild, isn't it? Here's another one, Illustrated Comic Collector's Handbook. I just want to show you how some of these handmade, look at that. They just cut the images out and made a cover and probably made the copies themselves, stapled it. I don't know. I mean, some of these fanzines are, and they had more of this comic collector's handbook come out, because I know I have a #3, and it looks more like your traditional magazine with a color cover. I'll show that at another time. I may even have 2 issues of that. How about some Golden Age goodness? Speaking of seeing double, same book? Nope. They released the original book here, Golden Age 10 Center, of Blue Circle Comics. This one has some love put to it. It has some crayon. Not in that greatest shape, but it survived. And it is from the 40s, so come on. And compare. A little bit of difference. I mean, not just the lettering on it, but the definition of things. The color of the man lying down. This on the inside, Blue Circle Comics, number 6, has proof that crime never pays stories in it. Okay, that's the original. Now from the 50s, see how we're doing on our time. Doing great, doing great. Getting ready to finish it up. Hey, Fanta. Oh, you coming in on the end? Often they would have covers left over in the warehouse, and during the 50s, they would use these covers on something totally unrelated. And some also, you had, like, I have an old adventure comic that has Aquaman and whoever was in adventure comics at that time in the 50s. They have like a, for shoes. But now this cover was retooled and reused. They put some extra lettering on it. And it has Colossal Features magazine in it. Something totally unrelated to the cover, which is a superhero cover. But I don't know. They did weird stuff like that. What else I got to show? Nothing? Nothing? Did we look through it all already? Already? I'll show you Fat Ear Bunny I had sitting around here. My favorite Pez. Not this one in particular, but just the character. Of course, old no foot. These go by patent numbers and not by year. And this was made in Hong Kong. Remember when things were made in Hong Kong or Taiwan and not China? I do. Well, I got to thinking about this Tarzan book. I showed Tarzan book 1919. I think I put it up. 1919 was the first time that Tarzan came out in the movies, in the silent movies. Right before talkies came in 1920. Well, long before, actually. I'm thinking at the end of the 20s, but really 1919 is at the start of the 20s. How about Son of Tarzan, a Big Little book? I've not featured any Big Little books. And I'll tell you who was a big collector of these was the actor that played Chekhov on Star Trek. He had a bunch, and he was a big Joe Palooka collector too. Had about the first 50 issues at least of that. Yeah, or is it Pez? I love Pez. Yeah, Pez is abbreviation in German for peppermint, and they go all the way back to 1927. And they had little tins like your secret tins for your throat. But big little books, yeah, big thick little books. They were trimming this paper off, and they had this left over. And Whitman thought, what can I do with that? Well, he made little with cardboard covers, big little books like this one, Son of Tarzan. Pretty neat, ingenious, and they were a success. And they ran all the way up into the 70s. Even military had comics. Like this one's Cheers. 1932 fun fact pages had different things in them, but bought this from the original owner. Number 4, it's not in the guide, from 1943, very good shape. Collect all kinds of deals. Yeah, most people didn't know, Fanta, that Pez runs that far back, 1927. The first patented box, and I do have some boxes, not older boxes, but what they call box pass. The very first one, there's only one known to exist. And you know where it was found? The trash. It was found in the trash. Now that thing's worth over $1 million easy. Come on. The only one in existence to survive. I actually have copies of the original patent that was put out on it in 1927. But then you had box regulars, and it looked like a Bic lighter. A lot of it was advertised even as an after smoking mint that you could take candy you could carry because you had this dispenser, and they had some in the German zone when they had the uh, the German wall up in East and West to divide East and West Germany. I have a clicker too. Remember clickers? Little tin clickers, click, 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 made its different characters or things. That's one looks like a Pez candy. I'll show you that's a peppermint, which Pez is abbreviation for peppermint. And then in 1952, they started doing the character. Now, there's some debates on what the first character was, but now the gentleman from Pez was a roommate in college with the gentleman that created Casper. So it's in between Casper, Popeye, or Mickey Mouse. They really don't know which the first one was, but those were three early ones. I had a Casper, I know. Probably had a Mickey Mouse. Probably. Oh, I know I did. And they had die cut sleeves too, stems. Those are pretty neat. I have some of those too. Have to show you. Can't show everything today. I've shown this off before, but you can get this. And if you want to know, just DM me. All Negro Comics. It was a one shot. It was all done by blacks at the time. I actually got to see one of these at the convention in Chicago, and it's pretty good. It has a border around it. It takes original and reproduces out of it, I guess. But I haven't read it, but I had to have that. That's just a one of a kind thing. I meant to show the Funkos too. Here was my first one, Klingon Funko. Bought him for half price. He has a bat left there. However you say that. I just kind of go through it quickly, but shows you, of course, who else was in there, a Borg and Data and a Wolverine in kind of his original costume. That's not old. It's part of their 80th. But it's, come on, original, which appeared in his first appearance in 180 and 181 of Incredible Hulk. And have you tried Slimer Funko cereal? And there is cereal still in it, unopened. I had to have that. Come on. These themselves have become collectible. Oh, you like Star Trek? Well, I'm going to do nothing but a Star Trek thing tomorrow at 4:00 probably. I don't know. I've got enough Trek stuff. I was thinking that before the show. So, man, I've got a lot of Trek stuff. I think I will do our Trek Monday show. I meant to show these. Should I show them? Ooh, am I going to go long? Why not? How about pow? How about some Topps Batman cards? Did you have cards? These are from the 60s, 1966. He has on them very good plus. I paid $1.98 each for these. So a couple bucks a piece. Why not? A couple bucks a piece. Oh, I might as well tell you the titles, huh? Batman in Action. Pow. I guess so. Whirlpool. Isn't that an appliance? Oh. Crunch. Fighting back. Some Robin goodness there. Of course, all these are painted. Pretty neat. That's supposed to be in fine condition. The Catwoman, of course, with Batman and Robin there in the foreground. That's supposed to be in fine condition. Should I have paid nearly $2 for each of these? You tell me in the comments. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Tell all your friends. I lost a subscriber yesterday, and I want to keep everyone I can. How about the face of the Joker? Yeah, they are awesome. 1966. Very good plus. Of course, it would come with some bubble gum stick. Batarang bullseye. Crunch right on the face. The Phantom only had the ring to hit him with, but he had a batarang. These look very threat of the Catwoman. Yeah, bondage, possible torture. Huh? Let that focus. There we go. Good look at that. Nice paintings. Oh, you lost 2 subs? Well, you're never going to lose me, Fanta. Into the Batmobile. Fanta, did you watch the Adam West Batman show? 1966? No need to tell your age. Or have you seen it in syndication? I was a wee little lad, but that's okay. Robin is kidnapped. Oh, wham. Nice little pieces of artwork all in themselves. Your camera fluctuates a bit. I don't know why. It's top of the line. Just, I mean, it's not. Oh, I know, Eric. I've seen it on replay and stuff. Yeah, and I could get closer, but that's no. I mean, the audio even flux, and this is a Blue Yeti. You've seen reruns? Yeah. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. I hope it's real. This poison pellet. Yeah. The Joker would never poison anyone. Sure he would. His hands are flesh color. His ears flesh color. Have you noticed that? Green hair, white face, red lips, but his ear didn't quite get whitened out by the acid or his hands. Robin rescued. Now this is torture. This is the Riddler. Man, it still looks fuzzy. Maybe it'll focus here in a minute. Sorry, guys. You're kind of at the whims of technology here. There, if I back it up. I'm one of these that want to get real close, and that doesn't always work. A trap for Batman. And I believe that may be the Riddler shooting at him from behind. He's very small up there in the helicopter. Batman. Tell me, Eric, who was your favorite Catwoman? I like the first one. Eartha Kitt was the last, I think. Yeah, she's okay. And then, of course, there was the one in the movies. Robin in action. Thud. Spikes of Death. These are great, huh? I need to get a host set. Michelle Pfeiffer for you? Okay, Fanta. That wasn't an option, but yeah, that'll work. You just like the leather and the stitching, don't you? Oh, Lee Merriweather? Really? That was your favorite? Yeah, from the movie? Yeah. Narrow Escape. Whoop. These are nice little paintings. Don't you wish you had the original artwork to some of them? Might be worth something nowadays. Deadly Robot. Well, we like robots. Destroy Batman. Destroy Batman. Trying to get that to focus. How close can you get and get it to focus? Apparently not. If I'm seeing it correctly. And the last one, sadly, I don't have a complete collection. I only bought these a few years ago. Hidden Loot in different lots. Is that even focusing at all? But Hidden Loot looks like I don't see any loot there, but I think that's a tank. That is a tank. So Tank Ferret, here's a tank. You have to look at it straight on. It's kind of hard to see. But you see the treads here going back. And this would be the turret up here. Maybe you can see a tank in that straight on. He's kind of jumping on it from the side. Hey, that's all right, Fanta. We're all learning. You know, again, if you study a thing for any subject, they say an hour a day for 8 years, you'll be an expert. Well, I've been studying more comic related stuff for longer than that. And I can tell you, I'm still not an expert. There's still more to learn. It's such a vast, big subject. Well, gosh, I could go on and on and on. Oh. Flash. Returning to the Flash. I have to open this up. Buster Crabbe. Did you know Buster Crabbe played Buck Rogers? And then he played Flash Gordon? Of course, he played many Western heroes. He was an Olympic swimmer. He and Johnny Weissmuller were friends. They were both Olympic swimmers. Flash, that's right. There's Flash meeting Star Trek on the back. Some Flash Gordon characters. Give that time to focus. No, not for me with the artist that signed it. But here he is as Tarzan on the inside back cover. You're right there, Buster Crabbe. This was August 9th through the 11th, 1973 at Playboy Towers in Chicago. That is King of the Jungle 1933, Buster Crabbe's first. I know that. I guess I need to look at these collectibles. It gives you some history on Buster Crabbe. Flash Gordon with James Pierce. Wow, I grew up with a James Pierce as King Thun. Am I saying that right? And Richard Alexander as Prince Barn. A scene from one of the 42 Billy the Kid Westerns with Al St. John. So here's a couple other things. Of course, he was on TV too in the 50s. Buster Crabbe made and in the 80s he made an appearance on yeah, she was beautiful for Batgirl, no doubt she was. Must have been an early crush of mine. Here's Captain Gallant of the Foreign Legion in 1956. Like I said, he was on TV during the 50s from one of the 65 half-hour TV films with Fuzzy Knight and Cuffy Crabbe, which was his son, at the International Swimming Hall of Fame, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Buster Crabbe and Johnny Weissmuller. Of course, they were friends, and they were both Olympic swimmers. So there he is on TV on the right here, and then with Johnny Weissmuller there. Neat to see those two together. And a couple drawings. This is a Captain American robot and Captain Marvel or Shazam. Just a little fan art, I guess. That's Captain America with the robot above his head. But just a neat little book. A little Star Trek, a little Captain America, a little Shazam, a little TV and movie history, and signed by Buster Crabbe, 1974, at the Playboy Towers of Chicago. Of course, there he is in Flash Gordon Conquers the Universe, probably. Of course, Flash Gordon goes to Mars, different things. One of my favorite comics that was given to me. How about the first appearance of Shoney Bear? We know Shoney. I should have brought out the Funko Pop. I did say I would, and I will. I just opted for other things. Oh, I might even have it here. Oh, I did want to show that too. But anyway, gotta say something for tomorrow. How about Shoney Bear? Probably in near mint shape. Got that out of the safe to show. Non-glossy cover. These things are giveaway and thrown away. But the first Shoney Bear, #1. I would love to get this graded and see what it grades. It'd probably be the highest grade out there. Unless I drop it. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Army and Navy Fun Parade. Oh, yeah. They had their comics in the military. This is Harvey file copy. And I haven't had these that long. I've been buying them online. $13.12 I paid for it. 1957, the year my friend was born. Fine minus. And some of these had Black Cat, the old superhero, from appearances in them, like 4-pagers. This is 1952, very fine Harvey file copy, number 56, digest comic. Gave $15.03 for that. Of course, I like things to do with art, so that's pretty cool. Little Army and Navy Fun Parade digest comics that they did for the military. I like the little books. Yes. Well, I have more. Fresh, sassy, riot of humor, Fun Parade. This is a Harvey file copy, and they measure 5.25 by 7.25, not in the guide. You won't find, this is a 100-pager. 1950, very fine minus, gave $45 for it because a little bit more higher on these because I think I have a second copy of one of these too. Black Cat story has 4-pager Black Cat story in it. So if you like Black Cat, Golden Age comics, you wouldn't think to look at in here. And these things are probably hard to find, but here, these were in the Harvey warehouse. Another one, Army on Fun Parade, 100-pager, Harvey file copy, fine, very fine. I gave $38.03 for that. It's got a 4. It's Linda Turner was Black Cat, and it has a Linda Turner / Black Cat. So it's probably all about Linda Turner. That may not be. Gave 1951. And they're fun, hilarious covers. Let's go. This is where I came in. Here's another Harvey file copy, non-glossy. This is a promo. Time of Decision. This is for the RO. Let's see. It's a Harvey file copy from 1950. What is the military service? The ROTC, I guess. Little comic booklet from that from the 50s. No real date on these things. These came out of that. Fine, very fine. And this is Penrod's Boys Academy. And actually, it has Joe Simon and Jack Kirby Western lore in it. You wouldn't think of that having, you know, how rare is that? 1952, no number, very good plus. This one I gave 42.42 for it, to have Joe Simon and Jack Kirby artwork in it. Hard book to find. Hard little catalog. Most people wouldn't even keep that thing. I've got some others, but like I say, I want to save some stuff for tomorrow. And we've just hit an hour. So till tomorrow at 4, and I put all this stuff away and hopefully and get some more stuff out. Thanks for coming in, Fanta. Thank you, Eric, for coming in. Who else came in? And Simple Jack, our winner of today's prize, for being the first one in here. And yeah, get me an address and I'll send that out to you. But yeah, till tomorrow. And I put this stuff all away and get some more out. And hopefully you're enjoying seeing a little bit here and a little bit there. Went a little longer today. I don't care. I'll go as long as of course, there's only so much stuff I can crowd around me. Maybe I'll bring out some Creature of the Black Lagoon stuff. I have a couple of authentic signatures by one of the gentlemen that wore the suit. There was 2 people wear the suit. Anyway, yeah, thanks for sharing. You too, Fanta. Everybody coming in here. Yeah, Simple Jack, get me that address so I can send you your prize in the mail. Anyway, till tomorrow. Bye. And as I always say, keep collecting.